Get excited with the Frecce Tricolori, an air tour in North America, all made in Italy. Prepare yourself to be amazed by the legendary Frecce Tricolori, the Italian national aerobatic team.
What are the special highlights and the special features of your performance on this air show?
Actually, this one, the air show of the Frecce Tricolori is the exhibition that they used to do. It is a 25 minutes air show with 10 jets. The Frecce Tricolori aerobatic team is from the Italian Air Force. Is the largest team in the world. Just for your information, we got the Guinness World Record last year, being the largest with 10 aircraft, the largest aerobatic team. The really nice thing of the Frecce Tricolori is that there are 10 aircraft and they're going to split, so they're going to show up all together, and then they will split in 3 different sections. There will be the solo display pilot is going to show the performer of the aircraft. So the aircraft is an aircraft made in Italy, is a trainer jet aircraft made in Italy. And then there are the other 2 sections. They're going to show you how they can split and they rejoin, and in the same time they can show all the Italian flag, the biggest Italian flag in the world, because with the smokes, you will see like almost 1.5 or 2 miles of Italian flag over the sky on New York Ocean, the Orange County Airport. Yes.
What does a pilot daily training include?
So the daily training is the training of all the Italian Air Force pilots. There is no difference between transport fighters and Frecce Tricolori pilot. They are fighter pilot. They were born as a fighter pilot. They moved to the aerobatic team after 6 years. So the training is the standard training they used to do at the squadron. Of course, they will daily they will do 2 different ops. So they will fly a couple of times, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Usually the morning go is with a separated section, so they will fly only with information 5 aircraft and the other 4 in another section, and the single will do his own training. In the afternoon they used to fly all 10 together. But from the daily workout training, it's similar and the same as all the Italian Air Force pilot.
How many hours a day will involve?
They used to fly the standard 8 hours because they are fighter pilots, so they fly up to 250 hours a year, including also the transfer. So it's not only air show, it's only transfer. They do also some operational training when they are at home, like a little bit out there. So because they need to be current as a combat-ready pilot. 80% will train aerobatic staff, and the rest of the 20% they used to do some operational stuff.
I see. And I see the news last time, that the Arab flights come into the U.S. is in 1992.
Yes, so, it was in 1992 because of was the 500th anniversary of the Columbus. So in that occasion, it was a huge occasion that we were invited to celebrate 500 years of Columbus. So it's been almost 32 years since we were here last time. What we decided to be here, the reason why we're here, basically are 2 main reasons. The first one is because last year we did celebrate our 100th anniversary. It was a big anniversary. And this year, Royal Canadian Air Force is celebrating the 100th anniversary. So the 2 chief of air staff, they talk each other, and we were invited to be a part of the air show in Canada. At the same time, we were invited to be in the States to be a part of all the air show season. So we ended up taking the 2 main occasions to do our own program, the 2-month program.
So obviously, in order to be able to fly in a team like this, is there anything, I know you talked a little bit about their training, but is there anything special that this team does to kind of build that trust, that coordination, yes, or is it just trial by flight?
No, it's a long training. Usually the guys, they are going to be selected, so they go to trials. They used to do an official trials for 2 weeks, and the pilots, they're checking for not only for skills, professionalism, but they check also for about the behavior. They're checking if they are able to stay as a team all together and live all together. They used to live like 24 hours a day all together. So they're checking also not only, as I said before, the skills, but also a type of guys. They used to be socializing, not too much, not less, the right socialization as a normal guy. So it's a psychologist test. So they do a selection flying wise and a psychologist selection.
Right.
Then when they join the squadron, they have to work 1 year, and they are 1 year under training. So they used to watch how they live the other guy, how they fly, and how they manage all the situation, the nice, all the nice situation, even the worst one. So they have to learn. And after 1 year of training, they are joining the team. So usually, when they got selected, they have to wait 1 year before getting inside the full team.
And when you have, because I was reading that like a few new pilots have joined recently, and when you have those, obviously they have their training, and they check in with the psychologist and all of that. But do having new pilots come in affect the style of the flying at all, or is it pretty regimented?
No, it's the Navy. We have pilots at the Frecce Tricolori. They used to stay from 6 to 10 years continuously. So the guy, they're gonna call the guy when it's time for the old one to leave. But usually they used to do 1 or 2 years before he is supposed to leave to maintain the same number of pilots. And the selection, they ask for hiring pilots from the fighter community to get inside the team, and so usually it's the number of pilots is selected and related to the outcoming pilot. So now we have one pilot under training. He's going to do the training during this year, so he's outside the season. He's a full up able to fly the jet, but he still needs to do a few more months before being officially Frecce Tricolori pilot. In the meantime, the squadron commander is leaving at the end of the year, so the numbers is always the same.
And you're trying to keep the style
pretty
similar as new pilots.
For all pilots. And they have the profile. They start with. I don't want to say there is an easy position, easy spot on the on the team, but But I mean, there is like if you're old and a well-trained guy, and you're going to be the leader of the old 9 aircraft. If you're pretty young, you will have I don't want to say the easy position, but the less you're going to have a less responsibility than the old one or the leader, for sure.
And just one more question. So you've been doing your North American tour, and then in September, I believe you're doing your Italian tour, correct?
Yes. This year, what we done was we did a few air shows before leaving Italy. So what we were calling a kind of warm up, and then as soon as we get back to Italy, starting September, so they're gonna get rest for 2 weeks. And not only the pilot, also the maintainers and also the airplane. So they have to check the jets. And then we're going to have like 2 or 3 more air shows before the end of the season. And that will be starting middle of September. So we'll be back home first. Right now we're expecting to be there the 2nd of September. And then so they have a 10, 12-day rest, and then they start again for the season, yeah.
And do you find, I don't know how much interaction with the audiences you have, but do you find that there's a big difference between the North American audiences and the Italian audiences, or do you find that everyone's just thrilled?
No, there is, usually the audience is the same. Here, because we are from Italy, probably there are more people, more Italians that are looking for us. They want to talk to us. The reason why we're here is not only to show how good are the pilots or how good are the jets and the Italian, the biggest Italian flag. We are here also to meet all the Italians, not only the American and the Italian resident here and down to the States. We have millions of people that they moved from Italy 3 generations ago, so we want to. And those people, we meet also those people that we're not going to use to meet in Italy, because in Italy there are people who loves the air show, who are curious to see what the airplanes they're doing, people who likes the Air Force. But here also we have people who love Italy, and the people from Italy are, like they want to meet and talk and speak Italian and talk about Italy. So the little difference is only because there are few Italians here that they want to see us.
Oh, Philly, are you planning? Do you know the route yet? Is it going to be over the Art Museum and Ben Franklin Parkway with the Rocky Steps?
Yeah, well, we'll try to do the standard flyover, the classic one. There is a really this is one of the part of our tour. We are in really connected and with a good friendship with the Thunderbirds. So we're just asking and sharing with them what will be the perfect flyover on the big cities. And we're gonna do on 8 Philadelphia first, and then we'll do New York. And the flyover will be almost the same as the Thunderbirds done before, and that is a part of our training, just to talk. The two Air Force aerobatic team, they're talking each other, they are sharing all the information and everything, just to build up their own experience and under the sign of the NATO, because today, this year is also the 75th anniversary of NATO, and actually, just for your information, we're going to do another air show at the close to Norfolk, Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
So after New York, we'll be there for a couple of days to do this leather show dedicated to the NATO, to the 75th anniversary of NATO. Yeah.
Nice. So when you have a down week up here,
we always stay even more. Yeah.
Just gonna stay longer here.
Yeah, we're gonna stay a little bit longer because there is the second weekend of August. There is no air show going on in the States. I believe everybody's on getting some rest, and so we're gonna do the same. So we're staying here longer than expected. So probably until.
And then you said Salisbury, Maryland, is where you're gonna stay
yeah.
for Ocean City.
Yeah.
I was totally gonna say Wallops, but I guess that's where the Thunderbirds will be. Or...
Yeah, we're gonna be the same. We were together in at the Sacramento, at the Capitol Air Show in Sacramento. So we've been just meeting each other since we got here in June. So it's really nice to meet again all the people and all the other pilots and the crews and maintainers and the logistic guys and the public affairs guys that they're. So it's nice to be a part of the American season.
Yeah. And just for Virginia, when you do Virginia Beach, where do you think you'll be flying at? Norfolk or?
Probably out of Norfolk. We need to fix the little thing with Virginia to know if we can land in Norfolk, the international airport, and then it's like 10 miles from there, so
yes.
It's really close. Yeah.
I have another question. For when you fly out past New York, so which route are you going to do?
Usually the standard one is the BFR, the SFAA route that is published to the FAA site. So we will check with the FAA what kind of route they are clearing us. I believe 90% will be from north through the Hudson River down to the Liberty and then back up north. If we have a little bit more chance, we make a 360 on top of the downtown, like between Midtown and downtown, and that is it. And as I said before, it's the same routing that the Thunderbirds they used to do in New York.
Mm-hmm. So how long does it last? Only a couple minutes?
Totally will be 10-15 minutes,
10,
no more.
Minutes.
Yeah.
I see.
Think about leaving the North Point, the Hudson River, getting down. They're not flying too fast, but they cannot fly too low. So they are not really low. They are flying at the right altitude to see the smokes and the biggest flag in the world.
Can you share some memorable experiences or stories that your pilots encountered while performing?
My experience, I've been doing a lot of stuff during my career. I was an operational pilot, and I've been traveling all around the world and doing my real job. But flying with the Frecce Tricolori, when I was flying with them, it was kind of really emotional. See that your own flag is flying over the sky. So it's more passion than technology. Being like check and see all the airplane together, but see also the big Italian flag that is giving a big hug to everybody on the ground. So it was more romantic than I've been doing a lot of time. So I did like several years flying with them, underneath them, like doing a coordinator. But every time I do fly with them, or I do see them flying on top of me, my heart is, like I'm really emotional. So it's like a little kid. So I just think about people who serve the Air Force, everybody, like the Americans, Italians, and when I see a flag, I don't want to care about what kind of flag, even the American, the Italians, whatever. But I'm thinking about people who died for the freedom, and so this is really emotional to me.
A unique and unforgettable experience. Join us and admire their stunning synchronized flight maneuvers, the unmistakable colors of the Italian flag, and the aerobatic elegance that have made the Frecce Tricolori famous all over the world.